morning. My name is Mariana Nicole Rojas Flores, and today I am very happy to talk to you about two great topics that we have been studying in class: television, entertainment, and art. Both of these are very important parts of our culture and daily lives. In these presentations, I will be using the vocabulary and grammar we learned in Unit 2 and Unit 3. Let's get started. Okay, first, let me give you a quick look at what I will talk about. Today, I will first talk about televisions and the different kinds of shows we can watch. Then, I will first talk about televisions and the different kinds of the shows we can watch. Then I will move on to art, its different styles. How we describe it and how we talk about it using grammar like the passive voice. Finally, I will finish with a conclusion about why both of these topics are so special. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, now let's start with television. As we said in Unit 2, there are so many different kinds of TV shows, and each one has its own charm. Let me list some of the key ones we learned. We have documentaries, which are all about real life. They can talk about nature, history, or different cultures. Then there are game shows, where people answer questions or do challenge to win prizes. We also have new programs that keep us informed about what's happening in the world, and music videos that join songs with visual stories. Of course, we can't forget dramas. These are shows that tell exciting or emotional stories, often with interesting characters. And then there are talk shows, where famous people are interviewed or different topics are talked about. For those who like to laugh, there are cartoons and sitcoms, which are so funny and happy. We also have sports programs for people who love watching games, and reality shows, which are very popular these days. Okay. Okay. Explanations, types of programs. Okay. Let me tell you a little more about some of these. Documentaries are great because they teach us new things. I really like watching documentaries about animals or different countries. They make me see the world in a new way. Game shows are fun because they are exciting. You never know who is going to win. I wonder why people love shows so much. I think it's because we can imagine ourselves in the game, answering the questions and winning prize too. Dramas are amazing because they tell such good stories. You get attracted to the characters and want to know what happened next. I remember watching a drama once, and I couldn't stop watching until I finished all the episodes. Talk shows are interesting because you get to hear from famous people. You can learn more about their lives and their opinions. And sitcoms. Oh, I love sitcoms. They are so funny and make me laugh after a long day. Speaking of which, I have a couple of questions of you. Do you know if there is a good movie or show on tonight? And you tell me what kind of programs you like best? I'd love to know. Okay, now let's move on the second part of my presentations. Art. Art is such a big and beautiful topic, and the Unit 3 we learned a lot about how to describe it and talk about it. First, let's look at the vocabulary. We have words to describe art like realistic, which means it looks just like real life, almost like a photo. Then there abstract art, which shows shapes, colors, and form instead of showing things exactly as they are. Some art is very colorful, with bright and strong colors. Mm, Some art is very colorful, but with bright and strong colors, while other pieces are powerful. They make you feel strong emotions like sadness or joy. We also have words like ancient, which means very old and traditional, which refers to styles that have been here for a long time. We also learned about different kinds of art. There's still life with shows. Mm, okay. Landscape art shows natural places like mountains, rivers, or fields. A portrait is a painting of drawing of a person, and sculpture is a 3D work of art made from things like stone, metal, or clay. We also have drawings, which are made with pencils, pens, or other tools. Okay. Mm, okay. Realistic art is amazing because it has so many details. When you look at a realistic painting, it's almost like you are looking at a photo. The artist looks at every little thing, from the colors to the shadows. Abstract art, on the other hand, is more about feeling and expression. It doesn't have to look like anything in real life. And that's what makes it so interesting. Each person can see something different in abstract painting. Okay. Still life paintings are often no. Uh, Still life paintings are often very calm and beautiful. They show ordinary objects, but the artist makes them so special. I think it's amazing how someone can make a bowl of fruit look so interesting. Landscape, landscape arts lets us travel or different place without leaving our homes. We can see mountains, oceans, or forests and feel like we're there. Portraits are so special because they show a person's personality. A good portrait can tell you a lot about someone just by the way they are painted or draw. And sculptures are incredible because they are 3D. You can walk around them and see them from different sides. They are often made from hard things like stone, but they can look so soft and real. Okay, okay. Now, let's talk about grammar. In Unit 3, we learned about the passive voice, which we use to talk about how things are made for or done, especially when we want to focus on the objects instead of the person who did it. For example, we can say, the Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Here we are focusing on the Mona Lisa, not just Leonardo da Vinci. Another example is the Statue of Liberty was designed by a Frenchman. Okay, and we also know that I was built in France before it's brought to the United States. We can also talk about the other words of art. For instance, many beautiful sculptures were created in ancient times. Or this drawing was made with a pencil. Okay, using the passive voice help us talk about art in clear and interesting way. And just like with the television, we can ask questions about art too. For example, can you explain what this painting is about? Or do you know where it was made? These are great questions to ask when you are looking at art with someone else. Okay, finally, the conclusion is to finish, both television and arts are wonderful. Wonderful ways to express ideas, feelings, and stories. They are very important parts of culture and daily lives. Whether we learning something new from a documentary, look at a beautiful painting, or singing a powerful sculpture. We are always connecting with different words, different people, and different feelings. I think it's amazing how both television and art can make us loud, make us think, or make us feel something deep inside. They bring us together and help us understand the world better. And the best part, there is always something new to find. Whether it's a new TV show or a new piece of art. Thank you so much for listening my presentation today. I really hope you enjoy it and learning something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will be happy to answer them. Okay, thank you.